episode of Anyone Can Cook. My name is Kate Dychangco-Anzani, and we're here on our farm to table episode with WWF. And it's such an exciting day to be out and to be surrounded by fruit, vegetation, plantation, and what it is you're gonna watch from farm to table as we prepare healthy meals, organic, and just amazing to the bite. I found fruit. This whole plant, this low-rise plant is actually a beautiful grapefruit tree, and I'm just gonna collect and pick it for our episode today because we're gonna do something with a nice pomelo salad, which is the grapefruit salad. And down at the farm we're gonna find ginger and some galangal and some lemongrass to create a beautiful, unique salad fresh, and some kale and kailan leaves to accompany some greens, and also do something unique with some salmon and capers and or chicken breasts. You'll see as we gather all these freshness from the farm and straight to the table. These are from the broccoli and the kale family, and this is what is almost like called the Chinese kailan. It is bitter. You will have a Swiss chard cross between kale, and it's so healthy and beautiful when you mix it in stews, even a simple pasta. So come as we head to the kitchen and we're gonna collect all our produce. I'm here to select some ginger that I'm hoping, have sprouted. Oh yes, and here we are. Some ginger, I left some of the root. And here we are with like amazing organic ginger. Perfect for, I can smell the ginger too. Small baby ginger. I can smell the perfume. We get some lemongrass, and we're ready, farm to table. An array of fresh produce from the farm, foraging and picking up ingredients that are fresh, farm to table, that brings so much life and makes you feel alive. So the season brings forth harvest. And in this harvest, it's about mindful eating, wellness, eating with pleasure. So today we picked up some grapefruit from the farm. We got fresh ginger, fresh lemongrass. We also picked some fruit from the passion vine, or the passion fruit vine, and that we're gonna use and create a sauce from, instead of using lemon or calamansi, we're gonna use the passion fruit, and it's gonna cut and balance with tamarind. And tamarind is something that I got from the store, and we found some sincamas, that we're going to create a unique salad and dress it together with tamarind and passion fruit. Of course, we have like a beautiful head of lettuce that we got, and that's amazing as well. And what excites me too is the main course that we're going to do with kailan. If you look at this leaf, the possibilities are endless. You can wrap it, you can use it and to envelope chicken, fish, and I'm gonna actually use and choose to envelope chicken and herb it and steam it with beautiful mushrooms and that have also been foraged, with butter and some whipped cream or just cooking cream, and it's gonna come into a beautiful pot and be such a rich, unique, nutritious dish together that it will completely set the tone for the night and set the tone for a beautiful meal. Because we all want to be alive, we all want to be awake to live life in pleasure. What we're gonna do first is to create the dressing. So I have about half a cup of tamarind. And tamarind you can find in your local grocery, or you can find in any Asian store, Filipino store, Thai store. So I need to reconstitute the tamarind to make a paste or to make a sauce, a fine sauce. So I'm just going to, in a hot pan, get some oil. I've already sliced some and diced some garlic. A little bit of chopped onion. Drop the tamarind and let that caramelize and sit. Put up maybe 2 tablespoons of water. And that's going to be our sauce. While on the other side, I'm gonna take the passion fruit, and instead of lemon, I like using passion fruit because passion fruits, oh, so beautiful. Will you look at that? Look at its yellow gild and its intenseness of flavor. And for me, I have an affair with the passion fruit. It's sweet, sour, like floral and dynamic to the bite that it will complement so well the tamarind. So I'm just gonna open all the passion fruit and take it for what it is. I mean, I love passion fruit with just honey and yogurt. Just make it simple. So I'm taking 2. And that's gonna sit with just a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt. As it marinates together in preparation for the tamarind. So I put that aside, and now we're in the creation of our salad. So I'm gonna take a stalk of the ginger. And remember, ginger, galangal, that whole root crop family, very intense flavors. So I'm gonna just want to use some of the sprigs because I like the color of the roots and they're quite versatile. Mind you, because these are so fresh, you can even use the roots. So I'm just gonna quickly peel and I will get it to a nice fine finesse of nice ginger root. I don't like my ginger too thick because we're making a salad. So I'm gonna chop in a fine julienne and drop it into a bowl like that. And I'm gonna take some of the little circular roots and drop them for the color. And then I take the ginger and its unique roots like these, and I'm just gonna give it a fine chop. Very thin, round, diced And I like them for just the color. As soon as I hit that rough part, I stop and I just drop them in. So the next one is actually the love for lemongrass. And the lemongrass extends himself. I use this in so many different ingredients to make stocks flavorful. So I take out the roots. And what I'd like to do here is take the top and tie it into a knot, because I like to use that to flavor. I like to use nose to tail, so you use every part of the ingredient. So I'm just gonna bruise. I'm gonna bruise the lemongrass, because when you bruise lemongrass, that's when you accentuate the flavor of the lemongrass. Oh, it's so beautiful, this aroma. And where I am at this point is I just give them a chop, and I just get them to that point where I have it broken up like this. So I have it in a shoestring, right? So if you look at that, it's just the fiber and the fine lemongrass that's been broken up. If you look at what I have here, it's fantastic. So while I'm at that, I'm just going to finish this up. And then I take maybe about a tablespoon of onion. And then we come to the grapefruit. The grapefruit, the technique of the grapefruit, you cut its top and then you take its tail, you create wedges, but you don't cut through and bleed through the meat. You just take maybe an inch and this is the secret that the locals don't tell you. And once you have that, and if you take a look, you'll have them in cuts. You can just take your finger and just peel it, just like an orange, you know? Because when you get something of a fruit that is so thick-skinned, it's quite a handful to open up to its root. So to create lines like that allows you to just have the fruit open up easier. I'm not saying it's easy, because you just kind of get to get mighty force in there, and then you dig your fingers through and it comes off like an orange. Wow, look at that. I can smell the citrus flavor. You know, a little part of me actually wants to use some of the skin into our salad dressing. The variety of this grapefruit is actually the golden one, so we're not expecting it to be pink like the ones that you eat on the table. So this is definitely for just salad variety. Oh wow, look at that. I can smell its ripeness, its fruitiness, its tanginess, its citrus flavor as I get to its core. To work out. And we have its fruit. So you take one of them and you grab and you just shred the pomelo. Whoops. It's a little bit of a dry fruit, so this is why we liven it up. And as I take all of that in, I just keep taking it from its pour. Ooh. And it's perfect. I like it dense and concentrated because I want to break up each fiber, that the salad becomes so delicate and refined. You will find that you take every bit and you just discharge it from its, because this pomelo is meant for salad. We squeeze out and we break up the pulp. Oh, so beautiful, look at that. So you take the fish sauce and you let it simmer for a while. Set it aside. Put our onion to another bowl. So the singkamas, top and tail. And when you top, you get them peeled at the same time. So simple because the skin goes with it as you top. I just need about half because I like the bite of the jicama, but I find because we're making a good portion for two. See, so when you get the jicama, you just need to peel it. So simple. At this stage, we're just doing that in half. And then you're getting it to a fine julienne. You drop it in. So you have ginger, galangal, jicama, lemongrass in this salad. You're gonna find it's gonna be so unique. And then you're just gonna check on the tamarind. Oh, will you look at that? It's sweet, it's caramelized. It's achieving where we want it to go. So we got a tamarind stock ongoing, like a broth of sorts. Let's try that. Beautiful. And then we're gonna get an onion water, because I still want the broth. So I'm gonna give that another go. I give it a little pinch of salt. And this salt has a little bit of seasoning of like a chili, like a dried chili with the sauce. So at this point, I'm gonna take, I'm just gonna give that a seal. At this point, I'm gonna take some of the smallest baby leaf I can find, because you know the color looks a little white to me and I want to give it color, give the salad color. So I'm gonna take a few kale and I'm gonna shred it, and I fold it in like that, and I'm just gonna shred it. Into a julienne. Super fantastic. At this point, I have so many different flavors in there, and I'm just now waiting on this is where I want to go with it. I'm gonna get a dressing and scoop it and spoon it up over. You know, I'm just being, usually you would mix it with the passion fruit right away. And I'm just wanting it a direct tamarind stock onto the salad. I tell you, I already know the stock is super concentrated of tamarind that I don't doubt this salad would have the most amazing flavors. I can choose to do the salad dressing when I'm doing this just on a bowl, and I would incorporate the passion fruit, but you know, because I want it directly on the salad in marination already, I'm not gonna waste my time using other extra bowls, to be honest. So at this stage, where we're at, lessen the heat, add a little bit of olive oil, and I get that concentrated of a paste. Look at that. Can you smell that? Can you smell that? Because I am just smelling all the wondrous effects of this tamarind pulp. Wow, I cannot begin to express to you how unique this is. Remember that we added the fish stock. So the fish sauce. So the fish sauce officially acts as our salt together. So I just added the passion fruit, and you're gonna meld all those ingredients together right now. Oh, look at that, guys. I already know the intensity of this salad is just going to be ripe to the bite. I got the passion fruit, the tamarind, a little bit of ginger. I got the galangal in there. I got the lemongrass, and I got the fish stock. At this point, I'm just going to let it marinate in all that goodness. Oh my gosh, this is unforgiving actually. When you do this to me in front, I just want to eat it all up. So I'm going to let this sit in the fridge for about 3-4 minutes to let it incorporate all the flavors, because it's not going to get soggy at this point, because we want the individual segments to infuse with all of this. So I have with me some chicken breasts that have been marinated in olive oil, and I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. Maybe 2 tablespoons will do. And we are going to take a look at the pan, which is actually rubbed to the bone from the tamarind. We're going to add some water. In the same way, I'm going to take the lemongrass, the tanglad that we used earlier, and marinate that water from the stock and the lemongrass. In this phase of this chicken, I would like to make it minced chicken. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna roughly chop it because I would like to maximize, you know, rough chop but long in strips. I would like to maximize the kale, or I call them kale, but they're really kailan, broccoli, kailan, in the same family. So I want to create nice texture by not making it so minced, but getting a nice texture as I wrap the kailan leaves. I also have a pot of boiling water that I set aside, and I've boiled and got it to a steaming point. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm just gonna get that in there, and as it marinates on itself, I'm gonna grab the onion and just drop it in. I'm gonna grab the garlic and just marinate that thoroughly together. I would like to get some ginger strips in this amount, or like maybe just grated ginger. And I incorporate it back in a bowl. So simple. I mean, this is the part you can choose to literally get a wooden spoon and mix it. But this is where the hearty bit is. And with hands, you know when it's marinated. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of that ginger. Look how cute. And find my grater. And I'm just gonna grate away some nice ginger. I'm gonna add a nice element to it. I love using that, so I'd like to incorporate that. Ooh, so beautiful. I really love these shoots, guys. So I'm going bonkers. I mean, this episode is nose to tail, right? So taking all bits of every ingredient and maximizing its use. This is me maximizing its use. To be honest, I love every element. Because it's young ginger, you can use all its parts. Because they're soft and got different kinds of flavor. So I'm gonna take, as an example, one whole leaf, two whole leaves. I mean, I'm gonna just get prepared as I use these leaves to wrap. They're so huge that I take absolute pleasure in having to use this as my canvas, if you want to call canvas. I'm gonna take some olive oil, and just like how they do in dumplings, but because I want them big in texture, I just got salt in there, ginger, so I'm gonna take a leaf. I'm gonna make it easier for everyone right now. I'm gonna take this leaf and turn it upside down. And I got oil in my fingers, so I'm just gonna lay it flat, just like that. I'm gonna take a handful of the chicken. And assemble this beauty. And if you look at that, I left the stem. I left the stem because I would like the art of having them. So I'm just going to prepare the steamer. If you look at it's steaming. Ooh. And you know, I couldn't find my griller. I just made a makeshift griller. Okay? Take a look at that. So simple. Absolutely so simple. So I'm almost like a lotus plant. It's creating artistry and symphony, and nothing really to say, but you're ensured that not only presentation is at unique levels, you'll find that freshness is guaranteed. So mind you, I like to keep this fresh because the sauce is in the making with the lemongrass, and I have made an assembly of all these beautiful parcels wrapped. So I'm just going to close it. You just need the steam. Let's check this out. Created from the lemongrass, created from tamarind. Gosh, so strong actually. So wonderful. So wonderful. I'm going to just remove, I'm going to add and finish and just add all the garlic in there. And remove the lemongrass. We've actually removed and taken out its capacity, and it's infused it into the stock. I'm gonna fire up the heat. I'm gonna add some of these beautiful mushrooms. I just want to get them to the same level and cut like that. And just thinly slice these mushrooms. And maximize. I'd like to actually make them into small julienne, but what a waste of a beautiful mushroom. So I'd like to show off its meat. So which is why I've chosen to just do that. So mind you, the stock is full flavor already. So you got the lemongrass, you have garlic, you have the tamarind, and we have actually gone to that stage where it's absolutely caramelized. And now we rehydrated it by putting stock and liquid, like mushroom stock. And now we're incorporating it with the mushroom broth. So this mushroom is actually going to be the stock. Many layers, many flavors to this dynamic. So I'm going to just let that boil together a little bit longer and add some salt. Add some salt. And you mix that. And that's just going to infuse for a few more minutes, and then we're ready to plate. Are you following me with all these flavors? Fresh from the farm, a harmony and a symphony of all these unique spices, Asian spices blended with earthy tones. And we're coming to a beautiful arrival. So in a few minutes, you'll see the beautiful salad that we made from the fresh pomelo with tamarind and patis or fish stock, fish sauce. And it's gonna assemble so uniquely in the mouth. And then we're gonna come up with these unique kailan parcels with chicken. It's gonna be so special. So come and follow me in a few minutes. So we're gonna check on the sauce. This is where I want it on this concentrated base. I'm just gonna add a little bit of cream. And that's ready to make it into a bowl. Oh, so fantastic. If you'll take a look at like this broth, it's garlicky, it's tamarind, it's mushroom, and I'm gonna just transfer that right now into a bowl. Oh, just fantastic. The broth sits as we check on our parcels. Oh, so beautiful! So super beautiful. I lifted up my makeshift, right? My makeshift. Oh, I can smell the kailan and the chicken. It's so weird, but I have a fine nose and I'm just going to hold it up because some have actually incorporated whoa, like lotus cups. Presentation counts, guys. So whew, so hot. It sits there, the ones that don't have the leaves. And value to fresh. While we're at it, I'm gonna take this out of our pomelo salad out of the fridge, and it's cold, it's marinated, it swims in a tamarind broth with lemongrass and passion fruit. So what I'd like to do is I take this small baby and just break it up in there. Take the small bits, assemble it on a bowl. Presentation, healthy living at its finest. You know, simple life is always the best life. And also when you have freshness around you, your health extends. And this is what we're all about. We want a simple, lengthened, fully alive, awake kind of living in this day of age, that throughout the next few seasons and throughout the next few years, we will encounter the good, bad, and the ugly. And the only way to counter this is to live a life of wellness. And really, truthfully, health is wealth. Health is wealth. And as cliche as it may sound, it's the truth. So I'm here to help you make a better living. And I'm not talking about finance. I'm talking about make a better living for yourself This is just time for the taste. Look how much green there is. You may think, so lucky to have this around, but you can create it too. So you have the beautiful greens that we wrapped in parcels with the chicken and the ginger and seasoned, and you have here the salad, and the salad taken into its finer bits of the pulp. I taste the lemongrass, so strong. And I taste the uniqueness of the passion fruit, the tamarind. I love the green. And I'm tasting also the collard green on that bite. The jicama is fantastic. I do this all the time at home, and I love that I'm sharing this with you because it's such a successful journey to have to unravel this and bring relationships together. And here we are with our beautiful wrap of what we call the kailan, steamed, and my chicken shreds just exorbitant in one bite. So you take one, you dip it, guys, this just takes everything to another level. The crunch, the crispiness, the freshness, you feel it and you taste it in your mouth. I would do this if you can't get any of these greens that wrap around themselves. I would slice them up and make them into a julienne and just equally do the same. Stir fry the chicken, add the greens, but because of the size of this, it has allowed me to create this. So I am so thankful that you have joined me in this journey for heirloom recipes and farm to table as we close this season for our WWF series, Farm to Table Life, equally the best kind of quality life that you all would want.